ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। We will start with the reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and then we will see some insights from the monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, how they convey to us the importance of Sri Ramakrishna's incarnation, what Swami Ramakrishna ji has said, and of course what Swami Vivekananda has said. And we will also see that nowadays, of course, it is very much in India, it is very much accepted that Sri Ramakrishna was an incarnation of God. So we will also see what Swami Sardanand ji has said to give us an idea about what an incarnation is. So all these are there. So we'll start with the reading from the Gospel. So Master Mashay, he had just started visiting Sri Ramakrishna at this time when we will read. And most probably this was his second visit, 1882. So the background is that Master Mashay had once argued with Sri Ramakrishna and then received a scolding. So then he learnt that all this worldly knowledge is actually no knowledge at all. And then he had approached Sri Ramakrishna in the right spirit. And he asked him some certain fundamental questions which are very important for everybody who is interested in leading a spiritual life while living in the world. And of course, Sri Ramakrishna's answer sums up in a very beautiful way all the teachings in this regard. So, M, that is Master Mashay, asked Sri Ramakrishna, "Sir, how may we fix our minds on God?" And Sri Ramakrishna's answer follows. He gave a fairly long answer and many important points are made here. So first he said, "Repeat God's name and sing His glories and keep holy company and visit God's devotees and holy men. The mind cannot dwell on God if it is immersed day and night in worldliness, in worldly duties and responsibilities. So it is most necessary to go into solitude now and then and think of God. To fix the mind on God is very difficult in the beginning unless one practices meditation in solitude. When a tree is young, it should be fenced all around. Otherwise, it may be destroyed by cattle." This means when the mind is in a very, it has just started and we are all in the same state, then it should be protected from all kinds of worldly influences. That is the thing. To meditate, you should withdraw within yourself or retire to a secluded corner or to the forest. And you should always discriminate between the real and the unreal. Then he answers what is real and what is unreal. God alone is real. All else is unreal. That is, it is impermanent. So it is here today and gone tomorrow. If something doesn't stay, then what use it is? By discriminating thus, one should shake off impermanent objects from the mind. This should be the result of discrimination. Otherwise, your discrimination whole life and we are doing the same things. This means there is no discrimination at all. Then M asks, how ought we to live in the world? Now Sri Ramakrishna, this is specifically for the householder. So Sri Ramakrishna answers, do all your duties, but keep your mind on God. Live with all, with wife, with children, father and mother, and serve them. Treat them as if they were very dear to you, but know in your heart of hearts that they do not belong to you. And he gives the example. A maid servant in the house of a rich man performs all the household duties, but her thoughts are fixed on her own home in her native village. She brings up her master's children as if they were her own. She even speaks of them as my Ram or my Hari, but in her own mind she knows very well that they do not belong to her at all. The tortoise moves about in the water, but can you guess where her thoughts are? There on the bank where her eggs are lying. Similarly, do all your duties in the world, but keep your mind on God. If you enter the world without first cultivating love for God, you will be entangled more and more. You will be overwhelmed with its danger, its grief, its sorrows. And the more you think of worldly things, the more you will be attached to them. So, first rub your hands with oil and then break open the jackfruit. Otherwise, they will be smeared with its sticky milk. First, secure the oil of divine love, and then set your hands to the duties of the world. But one must go into solitude to attain this divine love. To get butter from milk, you must let it set into curd in a secluded spot. If it is disturbed too much, milk won't turn into curd. Next, you must put aside all other duties, sit in a quiet spot and churn the curd. Only then do you get butter. By meditating on God in solitude, the mind acquires knowledge, dispassion, and devotion. But the very same mind goes downward if it dwells in the world. In the world, there is only one thought: sense pleasures and greed for money. The world is water and the mind milk. If you pour milk into water, they become one. You cannot find the pure milk anymore. But turn the milk into curd and churn it into butter. Then, when that butter is placed in water, it will float. So, practice spiritual discipline in solitude and obtain the butter of knowledge and love. Even if you keep that butter in the water of the world, then the two will not mix. The butter will float. Together with this, you must practice discrimination. Worldly enjoyments are impermanent. God is the only eternal substance. What does a man get with money? Food, clothes, a home, but nothing more. You cannot realize God with itself. Therefore, only money can never be the goal of life. That is the process of discrimination. So, we'll stop here. The mantra of gospel, do you know? We have done before. Hridaya Kama प्रकृति विकृति शून्यं नित्यमानन्दमूर्तिं विमल परमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः विमल परमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः. So Hridaya Kamala Madhye, in the lotus of the heart, Rajitam. Rajitam means he is enthroned. Nirvikalpam, there is no change in him, he is always there. And Sat Asat Akhila Bheda Atitam, he is beyond every differentiation. Because if you tell him as Sat, then there is something Asat also. Sat means Asat. So he is beyond everything, beyond the whole relative existence, beyond all thought, beyond all change. Prakriti Vikriti Shunyam. Vikriti means change. So he is also Shunya, he is without any change, which is in the Prakriti. The world is always changing. Nityam, he is always there. Anandamurtim, and he is the embodiment of bliss. That kind of Paramahansa, Vimala. Vimala means stainless, supreme. That Vimala Paramahansam Hansam Ramakrishnam Bhajama. Bhajama means we adore, we worship, we eulogize. That Sri Ramakrishna who has this nature. So we will start from a portion of the article which was written by Swami Ramakrishna himself. So here he says, he tells us about saints, and then he tells us about the speciality of the current age. So you will see yourself. So saints, the greatest of whom are the incarnations of God, occupy a singular and exalted place in Indian culture. Their words become scriptures. Their sacred utterances shine forth as the Vedas and the Puranas, the Bible and the Quran, the Tripitaka and the Zendavesta. Their eternal beacons guiding the evolution of humanity into the hearts of those who suffer amid the veils of samsara. They pour hope and courage. They have cleared the path to the true goal of life, and by walking upon it themselves, they have shown a practical way for all to follow. Their greatness defies description. They are our true fathers. Now he says, in the present age, in whose blessed heart has the Divine Mother enthroned herself, to whom do hundreds of weary souls surrender, seeking deliverance? Who is that great one who frees the ignorant from the grip of atheism and agnosticism? Upon whom do the eyes of all spiritual aspirants rest in this era of Dharma's decline? Who is that enlightened personage whose devotion and wondrous spiritual experiences, hidden beneath the simple garb of an unlettered man, command the reverence of the so-called educated world? Who is that ever-free soul who, concealing his true identity, worked through the illustrious Swami Vivekananda and through his light of wisdom continues to illumine the whole world. So, it need not be said that he is talking about Sri Ramakrishna. So, it is said that Sri Ramakrishna was an incarnation. And after this, we will discuss what Swami Sardananji has said about the nature of incarnations. Before that, we will have the hymn written by Swami Vivekananda on Sri Ramakrishna. First part I will sing alone, and because it is a slow one, and Naradeva second part, so all of you know. Then we will sing that together. So it is the first song on the sheet. English is also there. So was it better this time, Rituji? Huh?
It's still the same. Jayaji is also saying. Songs are getting cut.
I know.
It's okay.
It can't be helped, sorry, because
It's okay.
this laptop is like that only. We have tried before. So after the class, we will try to connect with the original one again and see next time. Some laptops give this problem. So, who was Sri Ramakrishna? Who came to earth in the form of Sri Ramakrishna? Let us try to understand, as explained by Swami Sardanandaji in his biography of the Master, which you know. In original Bengali, it is known as Leela Prasang, and in English, two translations are there. So he says, our saints and rishis realized that God, the cause of this universe, was their only guide in the spiritual world, and they became convinced that the infinite compassion of God would not allow them to be eternally doomed. Rather, He would incarnate in every age, discover a new spiritual path suitable to human nature, and make God's realization easier. So, when God comes down in this way, He is known as an incarnation. The original word is avatar. So, in Hindi, Sanskrit, avatarana means to come down. So God is as if coming down from His usual abode to this world. So according to the scriptures, these incarnations are endowed with limitless virtues. Like God Himself, His incarnation also is by nature eternally pure, illumined and free. Unlike an ordinary person, he is never entangled by his actions. From his very birth, an incarnation is self-contented, so he does not pursue worldly enjoyments as do ordinary people. His life is solely dedicated for the good of others. As soon as the body and mind of an incarnation are completely developed, he or she becomes fully aware of the goal of his present life. He then realizes that the purpose of his birth is to re-establish religion. Religion means dharma, the actual word is dharma. Again, whatever is necessary to fill that goal comes spontaneously to the avatar. The path that is perpetually dark to ordinary souls is luminous to the avatar. Therefore, the avatar boldly advances and, after reaching the goal, inspires people to follow him. When does he come? The eternal universal religion, when it declines with the passage of time. When, infatuated by the inscrutable power of Maya, people lead their lives in the belief that this world and its enjoyments are their all in all. When they consider the Atman, God, liberation and other eternal realities to be a poet's fancy, an illusory dream. When they achieve wealth and worldly pleasures one way or another, but still they cannot satisfy their heart's desire. Then, carried away by a dark, endless, terrible current of despair, they cry out in agony and seek deliverance. Under such circumstances, the all-powerful God makes the eternal religion luminous, like the moon when it has emerged from an eclipse. Out of compassion for human weakness, he takes a human form and again puts humanity on the spiritual path. As there cannot be an effect without a cause, so God, in his divine play, never assumes a human body without the purpose of removing the sufferings of humankind. When such suffering affects every part of society, God's infinite mercy crystallizes and induces him to appear as a world teacher. The authors of the scriptures came to this conclusion upon observing the repeated appearance of divine incarnations. It therefore follows that the omniscient incarnation, who is a world teacher and discoverer of the new religious path, appears in order to fulfill the need of the age. India, a land of spirituality, has been sanctified by the footprints of avatars many times throughout the ages. Even now, when the need arises, incarnations endowed with limitless virtues are born in India. It is well known that about 500 years ago, Sri Chaitanya overwhelmed the people, arousing their passion for God by chanting the name of Hari. Has such a time recurred to satisfy the need of this present age? Has God's overwhelming compassion compelled him to again incarnate? This has actually happened. Once again, India has been blessed to witness the advent of the Supreme One to fulfill the need of the age. He who was born long ago as Sri Ramachandra and then as Sri Krishna has come again to establish the eternal religion. And next we will see what Swami Vivekananda says to elucidate whatever we have read just now. So before that, Brahma Rupam we can sing. You have already practiced that. That is not in that sheet, we will give the sheet. So it is in English also and Devanagari also. We will just sing the first four stanzas because it is long.
To him, the God of gods, Bhagwan Ramakrishna, who is verily the Par-Brahma himself, in whom inhere all cosmic birth and growth and death, who is untouched by six vikaras, whom words cannot express nor mind conceive, the eternal truth itself, besides whom no second exists, to reach whom sages follow the path of negation alone, I bow down in deep reverence.
So this line is repeated as you can see. Tam namami means I bow down. Now next one.
him, the God of gods, Bhagwan Ramakrishna, who dispels the fear of devas, the sons of Aditi, who destroys the demons, the foes of the god, who fulfills the desire of the good and the righteous, who relieves the heavy weight of the sins of the world and manifests his own true self in every age. I bow down in deep reverence.
Next one, number 3. The God of gods, Bhagwan Ramakrishna, who has bound all beings in the cord of karma, who brings all jnana and karma, all virtues and vices, each in its measure, into his own judgment, who dwells in our heart as intelligence and is witness unattached, yet from whom emanate all actions that bind from whom all emanate all actions that bind and free. I bow down in deep reverence. Next one, number 4.
To him, the God of gods, Bhagwan Ramakrishna, who redeems all sins of individuals, who being the Lord of the worlds was born out of compassion of the womb of a mother and accepted the bond of the body of his own will, who lived the life beatific, displaying his sport divine. I bow down in deep reverence.
Yeah, you can stop here because it's a very long, we don't have that much time to do the whole thing. And now we will read from Swami Vivekananda a very important art which he had written. Actually, it was written in original Bangla. Hindu Dharma or Sri Ramakrishna. So that in that he has made such tremendous statements that one article contains so much. It is just 1 or 2 pages, but very pregnant, and he has said some unbelievable things. Only he could say. So we will read from that a little portion. About that particular age and Sri Ramakrishna's advent. That dharma which is meant for the stability of the world. So first I will just this first portion I will read from Shankaracharya's commentary on the Gita. Just a little portion. So he is also telling what Sardananji has said in a little different way so that we can connect easily to what Swami Vivekananda says. That dharma which is meant for the stability of the world and is the direct means to both secular and spiritual welfare of living beings continues to be followed by persons who aspire after the highest. But when, after a long time, dharma becomes overpowered by adharma, and adharma increases owing to the deterioration of discriminative knowledge caused by the rise of desire in the minds of the followers of this dharma, then, as tradition goes, Vishnu, called Narayana, takes birth. As he took birth as Krishna, the son of Devaki, for ensuring the stability of the world. This is just a small portion. Now he has said so many things, Shankaracharya also in this small passage. First of all, he says this dharma is the means to both secular as well as spiritual. We can use it in any way you like. Second, after a long time, what happens? Dharma becomes overpowered by adharma. This happens and it will continue to happen. And why does this happen? Why is dharma overcome by adharma in every age? He says, caused by the rise of desires in the minds of those who are following this dharma. So as soon as a worldly desire arises, we should know that this actually is signifying a decline in our individual dharma. And then he says, as Krishna came, God comes again and again. So this is what Bhagavan Shankaracharya said. Now, Swamiji says, with special reference to the age in which Sri Ramakrishna was born. His words are simply astounding. When by the process of time, fallen from the true ideals and rules of conduct, and devoid of the spirit of renunciation. So this is important, see. Devoid of the spirit of renunciation. The descendants of the Aryans failed to appreciate the spirit of the scriptures. This means without renunciation, we cannot understand even to the least what the scriptures want to say. And when, as a consequence, when they fell from the ideal, they reduced India, the fair land of religion, to a scene of almost infernal confusion by breaking up piecemeal the one eternal religions of the Vedas, Sanatana Dharma, which is the grand synthesis of all aspects of the spiritual ideal. So this Sanatana Dharma, which is Vedanta, is the grand synthesis of every spiritual ideal known to man. Because Swami Vivekananda said elsewhere, all the spiritual ideals, if you trace the root, trace the germ, you can trace it to the Vedas. From there they take different forms. So when this grand synthesis is not understood, when it is broken, this one religion is broken into, he says, conflicting sects. And by seeking to sacrifice one another in the flames of sectarian hatred and intolerance, then it was that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna incarnated himself in India. These are Swami Vivekananda's words. to demonstrate what the true religion of the Aryan race is, to show where, amidst all its many divisions and offshoots, scattered over the land in the course of its immemorial history, lies the true unity of the Hindu religion, which by its overwhelming number of sects, discordant to superficial view, quarreling constantly with each other, and abounding in customs divergent in every way, has constituted itself a misleading enigma for our countrymen and the butt of contempt of foreigners. So see, one sentence, how many things he has said. First of all, he says, all these sects, they seem discordant only when we have a superficial view. Then we start quarreling, whether Shiva is greater or Vishnu is greater or other such things. And when this has constituted itself a misleading enigma for our countrymen, now our countrymen are confused. Who is greater? Which scripture is best? Because someone is telling his religion is greater, someone is telling his. So this, what happens? First of all, for our countrymen, it causes confusion. And secondly, Indians become the butt of contempt for foreigners. You see, these people are always fighting within each other. So how will they convey spiritual truths to us? Then he came. Why? Now he gives the answer. To hold up before men for their lasting welfare as a living embodiment of the Sanatana Dharma, his own wonderful life. So simply lectures will not help. Unless you show those truths realized in one's life, people won't care about you. They won't give any importance to you. So he held his own life as that living embodiment by practicing all these religions himself. This is the first time anyone has done that. So, hold up before humanity a living embodiment of this Sanatana Dharma, his own wonderful life, into which he infused the universal spirit and character of this Dharma. So this universality is the main characteristic of this eternal religion of the Vedas. Acceptance of every religious view in the world. If it is followed correctly, he showed that it will lead to God. So long cast into oblivion by the process of time. So it's a long article, we will not read the whole of it naturally. Just one paragraph where Swami Vivekananda emphasizes the speciality of Sri Ramakrishna, the greatness of the Master. So this is from his lecture on the sages of India, where all he had described Chaitanya, Shankaracharya, Ramanuja, all these very great people. And last of all, he comes to Sri Ramakrishna. So he said, Shankara had a great intellect and Chaitanya a large heart. And now the time was ripe for one to be born, the embodiment of both this head and heart. The time was ripe for one to be born, who in one body would have the brilliant intellect of Shankaracharya and the wonderfully expansive infinite heart of Chaitanya. One who would see in every sect the same spirit working, the same God. One who would see God in every living being. One whose heart would weep for the poor, for the weak, for the outcast and for the downtrodden, for everyone in this world. And at the same time whose grand, brilliant intellect would conceive of such noble thoughts as would harmonize all conflicting sects, not only in India but even outside, and bring a marvelous harmony, the universal religion of head and heart, into existence. Such a man was born, and I had the good fortune to sit at his feet for years. The time was ripe, it was necessary that such a man should be born, and he came. And the most wonderful part of it was that his life's work was just near a city which was full of Western thought. At that time, Calcutta was the capital, and people were already, our young men were already telling that Hinduism is all nonsense. Adopt Christianity, that is the only religion, all these things. Which had run mad after these Occidental ideas, the city which had become more Europeanized than any other city in India. There he lived, without any book learning whatsoever. This great intellect never even learnt to write his own name, but the most brilliant graduates of universities found in him an intellectual giant. And let me now mention the great Sri Ramakrishna, who was the fulfillment of the Indian sages. The sage for the time is the one whose teachings are just now, in the present time, most beneficial. And mark the divine power working behind the man, the son of a poor priest, born in an out-of-the-way village. Who knew? Kamarbugu, West Bengal, some villages there. Who was born in an out-of-the-way village, unknown and unthought of, is today worshipped literally by thousands, even in Europe and America, and tomorrow will be worshipped by thousands more. Who knows the plan of the Lord? So just a small portion we have read. So one song, and then we will conclude with a little more of the same article, where he again throws some wonderful light. So Guru Ramakrishna ekadare Shama Shivo Shem, ekadare Shama Shivo Shem. Kahore Joyo Joyo Ramakrishna Naam, Kahore Joyo Joyo Ramakrishna Horite Bhubar Premo Avatar, Horite Bhubar Premo Avatar, Prabhu Ramakrishna Gunodham, Prabhu Ramakrishna Gunodham. Gahore Joyo Joyo Ramakrishna Naam, Gahore Joyo Joyo Ramakrishna Naam. আজি এই শুভ দিনে মিলিয়ে ভকত জনে, আজি এই শুভ দিনে মিলিয়ে ভকত জনে, গাও গাও রামকৃষ্ণ নাম, গাও গাও রামকৃষ্ণ নাম, গাও রে জয় জয় রামকৃষ্ণ নাম, গাও রে জয় জয় রামকৃষ্ণ নাম, গাও রে জয় জয় রামকৃষ্ণ নাম. Very nice. So we are already. Let's read a little at least. I know the time is a little. We have crossed the age, and still the worship is there. So again he says, he has said that Sri Ramakrishna came as an unlettered Brahmin, practically unlettered. It is not that he did not know how to write his name, because his signature is still there. But apart from that, yeah. So why did he come? See, all the earlier incarnations, more or less, either from royal personages, and some were very great scholars, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the greatest scholar in Bengal, if not in India. He is phenomenal. So why did this time God came as someone who is completely ignorant of the 3 R's? He gives the reason. In order to show how the Vedic truths, we already discussed in the retreat a little of this, you will be able to connect. In order to show how the Vedic truths, eternally existent, as the instrument with the Creator. We have seen that, they are eternal Vedic truths. In his work of creation, preservation and dissolution of the universe. In order to show how these truths reveal themselves spontaneously in the minds of the rishis, purified from all impressions of worldly attachments. So for anyone to be a rishi, it is not necessary to read cartloads of books. All that is needed, he says, Swami Vivekananda, because these truths are eternally existent, all that is required is the purification of the mind. Once that is done, it is just like the sun. The clouds have come. So as soon as the clouds go, you don't need anything else. So to show that how these eternal truths reveal themselves spontaneously in a person who is completely pure, completely free from worldly attachments, and because such verification and confirmation of the scriptural truths will help. So once it is verified that these truths will reveal themselves in any person. It need not be either only a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Parsi, not at all. So the confirmation that this happens will help. How? Will help the revival, reinstatement and the spread of religion. And to make this happen, God, though the very embodiment of the Vedas, God is all knowing, in his new incarnation has thoroughly discarded all external forms of knowing. This is the reason. That the Lord incarnates again and again in a human form for the protection of the Vedas or the true religion is a doctrine well established in the scriptures. After rising from every fall, our revived society is expressing more and more its innate eternal perfection. And so also the omnipresent Lord in each successive incarnation is manifesting himself again and again, more and more. So, he says, rise and fall are a part of every civilization. Nobody continues to rise. So naturally India also has fallen, had fallen. And Swami Vivekananda says that compared to this fall, the other falls were like hoof marks. They were nothing. But the lower the wave goes, the higher it rises. So he says, before the effulgence of the new awakening which is coming, we are seeing that awakening coming. Before the effulgence of this new awakening, the glory of all past revivals in India's history will pale like stars before the rising sun. And compared with this mighty manifestation of renewed strength, all the many past epochs of such restoration will be like a child's play. So, at the very dawn of this momentous epoch, the reconciliation of all aspects and ideals of religious thought and worship is being proclaimed. This boundless, all-embracing idea had been lying inherent but concealed in our dharma and scriptures. But now, by the coming of Ramakrishna, it has been rediscovered. And it is being declared to humanity in a trumpet voice. This new dispensation is the harbinger of great good to the whole world, especially to India. And the inspirer of this dispensation, Bhagavan Ramakrishna, is the reformed and remodeled manifestation of all the past great epoch makers in religion. Then he says, O man, have faith in this and lay it to heart. The dead never return, the past night does not reappear, a tidal wave does not arise anew, neither does man inhabit the same body again and again. So from the worship of the dead past, we invite you to the worship of the living present. From the regretful brooding over bygones, we invite you to the activities of the present. From the waste of energy in retracing lost and demolished pathways, we call you back to broad, new laid highways lying very near. He that is wise, let him understand. So as far as I know, the Bangla it was said, I think, Buddhiman Bujiyana. Of that, now we'll conclude with this small paragraph. Of that power, which at the very first impulse has roused distant echoes from all the four quarters of the globe, conceive in your mind the manifestation in its fullness. And discarding all idle misgivings, weaknesses, and the jealous characteristic of enslaved people, come and help in the turning of this mighty wheel of the new dispensation. Yeah, he has made astounding statements in this whole article. Absolutely. So last, I've kept the best till the last, and this is a new one. Some people may know, like Jayadi and all may know, I'm sure, Purvidi also may know. But we have not done it earlier here. So this is, you will see the second song. I will just translate because it may be new to many persons. So this is the scale. It's a little high, but then it comes down. The higher part I'll sing in the middle, so no problem. You can sing the other one. Like this. So it is very simple. That's why I've given in Hindi also, so you can just connect. So Ramakrishna Bolo. Badane means tan badan, you know. So it's the name of it's the body. So here it means with your mouths you chant the name of Ramakrishna. Amon Madhur Naam, such a sweet name. Ar Pabine means or nahi paoge, means you will not get. So Amon Dayal Thakur, you will not say such a Dayalu means compassionate. Patit Pavan, one who is the lifter of the downtrodden, you won't get. Jagat Guru, the world teacher, you will not find. Kalpatru means the wish fulfilling giving tree. You will not find. And Kamarpukur was blessed by his birth. Dakshineshwar was Purna. Purna means complete. Complete means also blessed actually here by his sadhana. Joto mot toto pod means as many faiths, so many paths. Sadhan Jivan, he actually practiced this. Avatar Varishtaya Pranam Charanes. To best of the divine incarnations. Ramakrishna, ধন্য হলো তোমার জনমে, দক্ষিণেশ্বর পুণ্য হলো তোমার শাসনে। আমার পুকুর ধন্য হলো তোমার জনমে, দক্ষিণেশ্বর পুণ্য হলো তোমার শাসনে। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। যত মত তত পথ সাধন জীবনে, অবতার বরিষ্ঠায় প্রণাম চরণে। যত মত তত পথ সাধন জীবনে, অবতার বরিষ্ঠায় প্রণাম চরণে। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। তাহলে দেখুন রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। এমন দয়াল ঠাকুর আর পাইনি, এমন পতিত পাবন আর পাইনি। এমন দয়াল ঠাকুর আর পাইনি, এমন পতিত পাবন আর পাইনি। জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। এমন জগৎ গুরু আর পাইনি, এমন কত তরু আর পাইনি। এমন জগৎ গুরু আর পাইনি, এমন কল্প তরু আর পাইনি। জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। আমার পুকুর ধন্য হলো তোমার জন্মে, দক্ষিণেশ্বর পুণ্য হলো তোমার শাসনে। আমার পুকুর ধন্য হলো তোমার জন্মে, দক্ষিণেশ্বর পুণ্য হলো তোমার শাসনে। জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। যত মত তত পথ সাধন জীবনে, অবতার বরিষ্ঠায় প্রণাম চরণে। যত মত তত পথ সাধন জীবনে, অবতার বরিষ্ঠায় প্রণাম চরণে। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো বলো রে, এমন মধুর নাম আর পাইনি। জয় জয় রাম কৃষ্ণ বলো